Hey everyone, my name's Ross. I'm making this video in opposition of the Dorel Industries privatization deal. First off, I'd like to start out by saying that all these press releases that are coming out do not represent how I feel. I do not feel the board of directors have me in their best interest. And what I want to do is I am nominating myself to be the advocate for minority shareholders. I want to be the voice. I want to create a coalition of minority shareholders. I feel as though that we will be stronger as a union to voice our opinions, to be heard, if we collectively come together and get on the same page of what we want. And I'd like to be that advocate. And if you listen to me, I'll tell you why I think I should be, where my views are, and why I'd be a good candidate for that. First off, let me start off by saying I do strongly oppose it at this point in time. I'm quite frustrated as a minority shareholder, seeing all this publications by the board of directors stating all the negative aspects of business going on, while they're searching for somebody to take the business private. So, in my opinion, they should be searching using all the positive outlooks of things going along, but they are just fixating on negative aspects. And it's quite frustrating because the business is thriving. We just had our best quarter ever, highest revenue, 80 cents per share in that quarter. Earnings per share. And all we're hearing is, oh, shipping out of Asia is going to have adverse effects, and this may adversely, and it might not be this good. This is not how you sell a business. This is not how you maximize the value of your company for your shareholders. First off, let me start out by saying we are positioned very well for a sale. Our business has increased, and private equity firms are looking for companies that thrive in this environment. Not only that, there's an abundance of capital in private equity firms, and they are all looking to invest and acquire more businesses for their portfolio. And I know in the circular it talks about, oh, back in September, this was a premium to this price, what it was when they gave them exclusivity. I don't care what price it was when you decided to only let Cerberus Capital discuss and be in negotiations, and that was the last point. This has been out to a fair free market pool. I don't care what that price was. I don't care that it was 30% higher than what it was trading in September. The fact of the matter is our business has been booming. Revenues increased. Bicycle sales are through the roof. Almost all sectors of the sports. I mean, we're talking about electric bikes, stationary bikes, kids bikes, mountain bikes. Cannondale's thriving, booming, doing great. And Dorel Home, I mean, it competes with Wayfair. I mean, sales are up, e-commerce is up, and now we're getting news that the next baby boom is coming from COVID. They're seeing it in maternity hospitals now, so juveniles are going to be just fine. And with all this news, none of this is iterated in the publications. All it is, oh, well, this is not good, not so good, and we don't know if this can continue. All that, in the circular, they've already adjusted the valuation prices for as if COVID never happened. They said, well, this is unrealistic. This demand can't continue. Well, things are changing. The way people commute is changing in major cities. I mean, if you've ever been to Copenhagen, the bike riding's changing, and people are rediscovering their love for bike riding. So I completely disagree. I think these changes are here to stay. I think a competent management group could use additional revenue to generate more business and allocate the capital to make future investments in the future and grow this business. So I am strongly opposed to the 1450. And where we stand now as minority shareholders is the board of directors, the Class A shareholders cannot vote. And we know that Letco Brasu and Brandis Capital are opposing it, and they make about a total of the 20% stake. We don't know where Fidelity stands, but they own about 20% as well. So if Fidelity is in favor, which they typically do vote in favor of what management recommendations are, if we operate on that assumption, Letco Brasu and Brandis and Fidelity negate each other. No, and the 20% of the board and family shareholders can't vote. So what I'm getting at is that even though this company is made up of 60% institutional investors, their votes are counteracting each other in a large percentage. And we, as the minority shareholders who don't have a voice, are going to decide if this sale goes through, and we're going to decide what price it goes through. Now, if we're united and we have a voice, we can know we can voice what we're looking for, how much money we're looking to sell it for, how much we would prefer to just hold the company because we think the future prospects of the business are too good. We are stronger united than we are alone. We have no voice as individuals, but united as a coalition, we can have a voice and we can determine who buys this company and for how much. I'm requesting anybody that's interested in this to post in the comments, just say, Ross, I'm with you, my 10,000 shares, my 2,000 shares, whatever it may be, that we're kind of united. I'll tell you, you just have to ask yourself, who's looking out for your best interest? Me, who's a minority shareholder, who's in the same boat, who's selling his shares with you at the same time, who wants what's best for his family and himself, but also, wants to maximize his profit. Or the board of directors who is getting out of your bed and hopping into Cerberus Capital's bed and found a new partner to continue on with. Are they looking out for your best interest? Are these publications in your best interest, or am I speaking the truth? And you can simply let me know how you feel by either clicking thumbs up button or thumbs down. I'd be interested to know how people feel. Any comments you might have, I'm all ears, and I'm gonna just be diligent about getting the maximum price, but not only maximum price, but if that's even what we want to do. Everything's always for sale. We're investors, but I'm not giving my shares away. I got them. You want them? Pay me. And that's for us to decide what we want, but as a team, as a unit. So let's brainstorm. I'm diligently researching, what's going on in private markets, private equity. Currently, there's a lot of interest in companies, private equities looking to invest in 2021. I think one thing weighing this deal down is that Cerberus Capital has been in negotiations since pre-COVID, and then they were licking their chops because everything tanked during COVID, and they thought they were going to get to have it on the cheap. And now all of a sudden things are booming again. There's tons of money. Interest rates are low. There's a huge appetite for risk. And there's a lot of interest in companies that have actually increased revenues during the pandemic. So they have the board. The board has a very agreeable deal with Cerberus. I don't believe that their interest coincide with your interest. Because if this deal goes through, as you know from the circular, they're going to increase their equity stake. If certain deals are met, they go to 31.5. Everything I read in the circular looked like they had 20%. And then somehow one thing leads to another. They end up 31.5% of the company. I don't know what they got to do to command 10% of the company, or approximately, $50 million Canadian. That's for us to decide. But what I'm asking you guys is stand with me on this one. I promise I'm going to be diligent in researching and fighting and educating myself. And my qualifications, I got a degree in engineering. I am the CEO of my own company. I've acquired a business before. I'm a minority shareholder that has a huge portion of my investable assets in this company. I have a big stake of my overall net worth in this company. So I'm in it. I'm in it for what's best for us. I got a lot riding on it, as do you. And I have no reason to not look out for your best interest. So please, again, just like it, post, I'm with you, how many shares, and let's have a voice in this matter. Thank you.